Nice. Oh. Hello? Chris, hey, how are you? The video. Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm actually doing some research. We did this joke like 2 years ago, Chris. It's not funny anymore. It's still Zelda month. It's November. It's November. It's December 4th. Chris, this is coming out of your paycheck, man. I'm sorry, but no, I don't care about your wife and kids. Okay, so hey guys, welcome to this Zelda month video, I guess. Let's just make December Zelda month, okay? So yeah, like I said, 2 years ago, I had the exact same problem. I procrastinated too much, and I missed Zelda month again. Last year I didn't even do a Zelda month video. Sorry. So as you may know, I like Zelda. Stupid joke. So as you might know, Breath of the Wild is my favorite game of all time. So, and then again, you have Persona 5 Royal. You might know that I care a lot about the Persona series. So suffice it to say, I was immediately sold on Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Zelda fans were disappointed with Breath of the Wild was its lack of a compelling story. I didn't have this problem, but I do think that it is a bit lacking. The story is told through these ruins, the world building, dialogue and memories, and it works for the game, but I really want to know more about the story, which is one of the reasons I bought this book. I wanted to know more about this world. So when Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, a prequel to Breath of the Wild, was announced, I went and bought a Nintendo Switch. Yeah. I played Breath of the Wild on Wii U, and I bought a Nintendo Switch for the Hyrule Warriors game. I told myself I'd buy a Nintendo Switch when Breath of the Wild 2 would be released. But Age of Calamity released first, and I didn't want to miss that since it's also part of Breath of the Wild story. And so let's start with talking about the gameplay. I think Breath of the Wild's gameplay was amazing, as everyone did. But Hyrule Warriors has this thing where... Would I have loved this game to be a more streamlined Zelda experience than a Warriors game, to tell the story of the Calamity? Maybe, but I think it fits very well. I don't think the battle for Hyrule Castle or Ekla Citadel would have worked as well with Breath of the Wild's combat system. It does work fantastically with the Warriors gameplay, which has been improved upon since the last Hyrule Warriors game. I haven't played the definitive edition, and I think there are a few combat elements that were ripped from that game and put into this game, which weren't in the original Hyrule Warriors, which I have played a lot. So there are a lot more tactical and strategic aspects to Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity than there were to the original Hyrule Warriors game. I think this is also in Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, but you can switch between the characters and you can order them around to go to different outposts, so that you can tackle different problems in the meantime while they travel to the different spots. I used to play Hyrule Warriors a lot with my brother, so it's cool to see that you can still do these kinds of things like order people around in single player. Other than that, it's still the awesome 1v1000 gameplay that you've come to know and love from Warriors games like Fire Emblem Warriors, Hyrule Warriors Legends, Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, Persona 5 Scramble, which I'll touch upon later. Each character also has different moves, which I really like, and they also work differently with the different runes, and they have this like ZR attack that's gets more and more complicated. Like Sidon has this thing where you have to time it with your strong attacks, and then Riju has this like dash attack, which goes way too fast. And then you have like Urbosa, who can charge up electric stuff, and bars full when he uses it for strong attacks. And then you have Link, who only uses it when his bars full, bow and arrow. And then you have Impa, who have these things that never get explained. These like symbols, and then you have Link, who then has absorb. And then you can get these like, and then you have Impa, who has Jojo like, shadow clones, Monk Mask Kosha, like, who can like grow big, and it's like it's complicated. But I like it. It's easy to win battles, but it's difficult to master the individual characters, which is really fun. So now let's touch upon the story, which I did not expect to love so much. This game surpassed my expectations in every single way in its story department. It has so much more story than the original Breath of the Wild, which I also did not expect. It has a lot more characters. Getting into spoilers, they really did something different with this game. Instead of telling the story of what happened 100 years ago, they told the story of what could have happened 100 years ago if little Terraco buddy, which is now somehow the cutest character ever in Zelda, don't add me, travels back to the past after Link's defeat. It's like Breath of the Wild suddenly became the downfall timeline of Age of Calamity, which is weird to think about. Right up until the last few chapters of the story, I was still second guessing if they would change a lot about what happened. If they would create the second timeline, or if this is the way things always happened. Like, I didn't want Daruk to die again. Or especially Mipha, come on, that's so sad. And they even set it up with like her father. But the story they told with their new characters like Suga, Astor, which was a really cool character but would have liked more, and Terraco. And I guess the other Terraco, which I did not really explain. Okay, let's get on to my gripes with the story. The writers were really eager to get to the last act in the story, which happens in the first Hyrule Warriors game. It's just a way of storytelling, I guess. But I really hope this would change with the release of Persona 5 Scramble in Japan. You can see this very clearly in the first act of the story, where they give you a mission. Right in the middle of the story, Hyrule Castle is being attacked. Kim Rome orders you to kill 3 moblins or something. You do that and you become Zelda's appointed knight, basically, immediately. So Terraco gets awakened, blah blah blah, you finish the fight, you become Zelda's knight, you go look for the champions, you do that, bam, it skips a whole lot of the story, it fills it in with some narration about the ceremony and stuff, everything that happened in Breath of the Wild's memories, and it does this a few more times, at really weird points where I would have loved a bit more. I would have loved to be there, like, show don't tell. It just explains, okay, well, the little guardian from the future explained to everyone somehow that he was from the future, and so now everybody knows that the Calamity is gonna come, and that he's a friendly being, and like, this was the most egregious one of all. The way I found out what Terraco's name was, this information only gets revealed at the end of the game in a cutscene, but right before loading that mission, I think I made a screenshot of it, right here. When Terraco, pursued by Ganon's malice, arrived from the future, a new world was born. This is stuff that you put in the story, not in the in-game hints. The same thing happened, I didn't make a screenshot of that, I think. Okay, I did. Harbinger Ganon. Calamity Ganon's malice pursued Terraco from the future, possessing the original Terraco that was already here. This is stuff that you put in the game, like in cutscenes or in the story. Like you write it in dialogue or in some form or meta. You even have the in-game narration sections. Put it in there. Don't put it in the in-game hints. This is key information because there's no other explanation for where this deviled egg, as Point Pro calls it, comes from. This Harbinger Ganon. And they have so many opportunities to explain what's going on, and they never do it. You have to look at the in-game hints, where stuff like use X to use strong attacks, hold the R button to use runes. That stuff is in the in-game hints, along with key information about the game. That's weird. I don't like that. Other than that, this game is awesome. I get why they want to skip to the end, because the end is awesome. The last few missions are so action-packed, so emotional, so much happens. It's amazing. And that's what I keep remembering. I don't remember like the first few missions with the Yiga and stuff. I remember this last part because this is the fight for Hyrule, the fight against the Calamity. This is what Breath of the Wild was about. So I get why they skipped to the end. But I think pacing wise, it could have been improved upon. Other than those few gripes I have, I love this story. Breath of the Wild really didn't touch upon Zelda, Princess Zelda, a lot, even though the game is called The Legend of Zelda. Zelda has a lot of expectations put upon her by her father King Rome and by the people of Hyrule to control this power which she does not seem to be able to. Instead she uses her time to research these Sheikah artifacts to replace this power and to be able to fight like the champions like Urbosa or Link, who now wields the Master Sword, the sword that seals the darkness. All these expectations and emotions build up inside her, and eventually, while Link, mind you, is fighting 4 Blight Ganons, she awakens her power in almost a more emotional moment than in the original game. Well, no, it's different. It's a different emotion. In Breath of the Wild, it's more sad. It's very bittersweet. She finally unlocked this power, but still Link died. In this game, she has a lot more time. She saves Link, and she is finally able to control this power and fight with it. And she's able to show her father, which I really like that scene. I really like that they didn't kill him. I really like that this is like I say like way too much. This is a very optimistic timeline where everything basically went perfectly. So overall, what are my impressions? I am really excited for the future of Zelda and the Breath of the Wild universe in general. I did not expect this game to be as long as it is, to have okay, one more thing, sorry. The amount of missions and side quests in this game is absurd. Every single time you finish a mission or a quest, like 16 different other things pop up. The amount of time it would take to complete this game. Gerard, I'm looking forward to the video, but come on. It's absurd, and it has so much replay value. Well, first I was really put off by the fact that the missions were pretty short. Normally Hyrule Warriors games have missions that last like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and most of these last like 5 to 10 to 15 minutes, with like story missions around 20 to 30 minutes. And still, I've been playing for like 35 hours at this point, and just unlocked every single character, I think. And there's a lot to do in this game, and I really enjoy it. So yeah, do I enjoy it more than Breath of the Wild? Of course not, it's Breath of the Wild. But it's really special that a Hyrule Warriors game has impacted me so much. This cost me €300, excluding Age of Calamity, which also cost about €60. And I do not regret that decision. It's a 10 out of 10 game. 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, let's go with that. Breath of the Wild is 9.8 out of 10. And then Persona 5 Royal is 9.8 out of 10. Fuck you, I can have 2 favorite games. Also, you may have noticed that I don't have a physical version of Age of Calamity. I'm way too eager, so I didn't want to wait on shipping or go outside, so... Is that everything I wanted to talk about? I think so. Oh, wait. So, today, I think, another Koei Tecmo game, another Warriors game, not really, got announced for a Western release, which was Persona 5 Scramble, now called Persona 5 Strikers, thank you Atlas West, is going to release in February of 2021, which is great. Again, take your heart, Valentine's Day, I guess. Persona 5 Royal also released in February, so it's been like a year since it released in Japan, so about time. But that's something I was worried about with Age of Calamity, if it was going to follow the Hyrule Warriors type gameplay or the Persona 5 Scramble type gameplay. I've played the demo for Persona 5 Scramble, so, and I know some general things about it, how it plays. Persona 5 Scramble is more like a Persona 5 sequel, in that it has like the aspects of the day-to-day life sim instead of a level-based Warriors game. So I wanted a game that was more in line with Breath of the Wild, which had not necessarily an open world, but wasn't strictly level-based. But after playing Age of Calamity, I really like the levels and I really like the design, and I think it fits way better to just pick up and play and just go to like the Battle of Alcala Citadel or Yiga Clan hideout or something like that, instead of it's this linear story that you have to play again from the beginning. So I think it fits better for this game. I couldn't imagine Persona 5 Strikers with a level-based system. So yeah, I'm really glad that they chose for this. I don't want to make this video all about Persona 5 Strikers, I just really like the idea that Koei Tecmo can make some games that are not strictly Warriors games, but still have this Warriors type gameplay, which is really satisfying and really enjoyable. And I think that especially recently they have really made some improvements on their game development team, so congrats, Koei Tecmo. But that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I don't have much to show for it now, but I am working on some videos. It will take a lot of time since I'm juggling a lot of things right now, especially school, and I'm working on analog bits. Still, it's really tough to develop a game right now since there's a lot going on. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll go and edit it. It's about 15 minutes long, the recording, so yeah, I'll have fun with that. I hope I have enough to talk about in the video. I'm sorry if this is a short video or if there's just nothing in here. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and bye.